How do you want to start this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut you guys up.
You're that guy from Fairly Odd Parents.
I don't remember that at all.
He has like a chainsaw for a hand. He can change it. And he can like swap it for different cool things.
That's very cool.
Well, I mean, it's kind of... They kind of stole it from Evil Dead.
Oh, did they? That's funny. I haven't seen Evil Dead yet.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second volume of our Third Opinion Media Spooky Season Specials. For this one, it's going to be called... I haven't thought of a name actually yet. So I guess Spooky Season 2? I don't know. We'll figure. I'll figure that out by the end of tonight.
Yeah.
And then I'll make the title. Thank you so much for joining us for this. And thank you so much for also watching these movies. If you watch the movies and then watch this or whatever. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for joining us. So, for our first film that we watched, we all brought a film.
Yes. Well, yes.
You can't guess mine. Continue.
We all brought a different film, and they're all vastly different, which is a nice turn on things.
Mm-hmm.
For the first one, we watched the 1958 Hammer film Dracula, which in the United States was known as The Horror of Dracula, because in the 1930s there was a different American film called Dracula. So the American one, they changed the title. Yeah, exactly.
Now we have so many Draculas.
Now we have like 50 different Draculas, and none of which are Hammer Films Draculas. This was the first one of the Hammer Films Draculas. I think there's 9 of them. I'll look it up later.
There's probably a lot.
There's a lot. Most of them, I think all of them but one are Christopher Lee as Dracula.
Oh, really?
I think most of them are.
Cool.
Most of them are, except for like I think the second or third one is not Christopher Lee Dracula. Hey, put that back.
I'm just examining.
Put it back! Motherfucker, dude. So, we watched 1958 Dracula.
Yeah.
Which is how it's known as. Around these parts.
Around these here parts?
Around these here parts. And I've seen it twice now. So,
I've seen it once.
Trevor, what did you think of 1958 Dracula?
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, it's not scary to us now.
Yeah, and the same with at the Twilight Zone or Alfred Hitchcock is not scary now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still just dripping with gothic atmosphere.
Yeah,
It's definitely just one of those...
And blood.
Atmospheric. That's one thing that the Hammer Films production movies like get down very, very well with all the Dracula films. Is like the atmosphere and the world building and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, their set direction is like beautiful. Because you would 100% feel like that movie took place in 1888. Like there was no question of when that film took place. The art direction and the set direction and then the visual style is like on point. It's perfect. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I should probably not clean my glasses on this bloody shirt.
So, Andrew, what did you think of 1958 Dracula?
I'm still scared. I'm still shaking.
Shaking in my boots.
I'm not wearing boots, but yes. I enjoyed it. It wasn't actually scary, but like most things aren't.
Yeah.
So
a lot of things back then are just not scary anymore.
I don't think,
especially for the three of us, for how long we've been on the internet and all that, and how much scary movies we have
seen. Scarier shit.
I'm still not over some of like the early internet like creepypastas and stuff.
Yeah, some of them are legit scary. Some of the SCPs that we.
Yeah.
And so this is my second time watching it. I think it's great. It's like one of the classic Draculas. There's like a handful of just classic Dracula movies, or classic vampire movies. There's one of them, the original Nosferatu, which is black and white, no sound, or no dialogue or whatever.
It has like music.
They have.
It has music and it has the
It has like the pop-up cards.
Yeah.
That explain.
Another classic one. Whether you think so or not, the 1998 Keanu Reeves film, that Dracula one is another classic vampire one now.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Blade's a classic one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, a classic vampire film. No. JoJo. But like, it's in the very select handful of classic Dracula movies.
Yeah.
And I think it's wonderful. Obviously, there's surprisingly not a lot of talking or dialogue in this. For the movie being like an hour and a half, roundabout, hour 21, hour 22.
Yeah.
There's minimal amounts of dialogue, and it's mostly like tension and atmosphere building, and like you tell what's happening from it happening on screen, and not someone in between scenes telling you what's happening, which does have a little bit of that. Because like it will be in one scene in this movie, you'll be in one scene, and then you'll be like in the next scene, and so that's why we're here in Klausenberg. Do you have the records that we're looking for? And it's like, yes, we do, and then like they're back in town or whatever. So it's like the story exists on screen, which is great. There are some older world building elements. Because, like, close to the end of the movie, Van Helsing, who's played by Peter Cushing, says, like... The legendary. He's like, Dracula, he's thought to be 500 to 600 years old. And, like, you get some other, like, vampire building with his gramophone, Instagram phone. So you get some world building, like, from his other records and stuff like that. Yeah. Which is great. And then, like, what's the relation between Jonathan and Arthur and then Dr. Van Helsing? It's like, well, he's getting married to my sister Lucy, and now he's dead.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. So there's some... It's one of the best, in my opinion.
Wow.
It's really good. It's very good. Do either of you boys have anything you want to talk about or bring up with the film that stood out to you?
Oh, no. I don't want to say... Like, this sounds like... something mean, but it definitely feels like just a generic Dracula film. But in the same way, like Halloween feels like a generic slasher film,
slasher horror film.
It was like
thriller film.
It was one of the first.
It is one of the first ones to do it. Yeah.
It was one of the first ones to make it mainstream.
Yeah,
it made the cliches.
Yeah, it's pre-saturated industry and pre-saturated market. So, but yeah. Anyway, Trevor, our thoughts on the movie. Trevor, what would you give Dracula 1958 a score of?
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
Out of 10. Give it a nice solid, like, 8. I think a good 8.
For movies of this genre and movies of this style, would you also give it an 8? Or would you give it like a higher or lower score? So like a movie overall, I'd say movie overall for me, it's a 9 out of 10. Wonderful movie.
Yeah.
For movies of this genre, other Dracula movies, it's like a 10 out of 10 for me.
I don't have very many movies to compare it to. Is the thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to say like.
So okay,
I didn't watch them because they're old or anything.
Yeah,
I just haven't gotten around to.
So I guess to put this in a category, would be like scary classics or spooky classics.
Okay.
I'd say this is one of the best of the spooky classics.
Yeah. The spookiest classic I've seen is Nosferatu, which I think is slightly better than this movie, but that's only because like it drips with atmosphere, but there's also like
a legitimately scary. Yeah. He's an actual demon in that one, and not just like.
Whatever the fuck.
Oh,
yeah.
It's something else. If you watch Nosferatu, it's just
we need to sometime.
A man who allergic to sunlight, who's kind of strong, and lives a long time, is what Dracula is.
Yeah.
Whereas Nosferatu is a fucking demon.
He's an actual fucking demon. It looks like it. So what'd you give the 1958 Dracula?
8 fangs out of 11.
Okay. What? Okay.
666 out of 1,000.
There you
go. It was better than that. 666 out of 700.
All right,
is my final
9 out of 10, you son of a bitch. What would you give it?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Would you like to add a spooky season or a spooky classics rating to it?
It is a 9 out of spooky classics 10.
Nice. And then mine's probably this. Well, mine's what I said, for example. It's an 8 out of 10 for overall movies. Composition's great. Like the story is great, and it's like straightforward. Not like 1,000 characters. You know, all the characters' names can be shown in a 1-minute credit.
Yeah,
which is great.
Which
we had.
John, Bill,
Frank. They're all in here. Peter. Hey, Peter.
You're gonna have to cut that out. That's not gonna make it.
So 8 out of 10 for overall movies, but like a 10 out of 10 for like spooky classics. It's one of the best.
Gotcha.
One of the best.
Summon the ring girl.
Yeah.
Let us begin so I can leave.
All right.
What up?
For the second movie, we watched 1998 Ringu. It was good.
The Japanese.
It was good. First time all three of us have seen this, right?
Yes.
First time I've seen it.
The original Japanese version of The Ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was before the American one.
Yes.
And then before all the sequels that no one likes.
Right.
Also.
No, there's no one with the sequels? I haven't seen any of them. So.
There's like 3 of them, I think. 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it was really good.
It was.
Initial thoughts, it being in Japanese and just having to watch the subtitles, not really an issue. But I feel like the 3 of us, whenever we watch a movie, no matter what it is, we're always riffing and making jokes and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And so me and Andrew made a ton of JoJo jokes. Me and Andrew made a ton of Joe jokes. Throughout the entire thing.
I made one, My Hero. I didn't
catch it because I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I know.
The viewers
I thought I would get back at you since I don't know anything about JoJo.
Fair. Yeah.
You need to watch JoJo.
I need to get on
Just
that.
watch the first part. That might be a fun viewing party or something like that. Or a little show review.
Mojo Jojo.
You're not the first person to make the joke. You're not the last.
I know.
But it was good. So the movie starts with
two sisters, right?
No, they're friends.
They're friends.
They're friends from school.
Tomoko.
One of them, Tomoko. I don't remember the other girl's name.
Again.
I remember Tomoko because she is brought up.
Yeah.
So one of them and her friends watched the tape, or she watched her friends watched the tape and she was the last one to watch it, I guess.
No, because they all watched it at the same time.
Okay, so all of them have to show to someone else separately then.
Yeah.
Okay, so she is killed after she answers the phone or whatever, and her friend who did not see the tape is not killed, and we don't see her friend. We see her friend like a couple more times throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that was.
That's my phone.
Oh, okay. So they have the memorial after that what relation is Tomoko to the actual main character?
Tomoko was
the husband, wife.
I think it was their daughter. Was it not their daughter? Because the little boy's like, Tomoko told me to watch it.
I think they were related somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It might be her daughter actually then.
Might be a cousin.
Yeah.
Or just a neighbor.
Or just a friend, a family friend. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I wasn't paying that much attention. I missed that. I missed that line.
I mean, they are associated in some way.
Yeah, they knew her.
Yeah. And
the little boy did.
So whenever she was, then the main woman, I'm not going to remember her name.
Asayama or something like that. It was something. It had Yama in it.
I had no idea. She was investigating her death. Is that what it was?
Yeah, she was investigating all the multiple deaths that happened at the same time.
Okay.
And then came across the tape thing.
I have the Wikipedia here because 2 teenagers, Masami and Tomoko, talk about a videotape recorded by a boy in Izu, which is fabled to bear a curse that kills the viewer 7 days after watching it. On the dot, by the way. Ooh. Tomoko reveals that a week ago, she and 3 of her friends watched a weird tape and received a call after watching it. Tomoko goes downstairs and witnesses her TV turn on by itself. She then later hears startling noises and turns around only to be killed by an unseen force. Unseen to us. She sees the girl. Sadaka.
We see the cheesy black and white effect.
Yeah, whenever they die, they turn black and white.
It freeze frames.
Oh, and when you're cursed, when you take a picture of you look funny.
Yeah, it messes up.
It adds a Snapchat filter to you.
It adds a Snapchat filter.
Yeah.
I love that, like, a lot of these older things, these older curses and older things, like in that Twilight Zone episode that we watched, where you turn on the record player, you see, that's an illusion too. It's all an illusion. Right. It can be explained with technology. Like, midway, I turned on the lights in my house, and the chair was like, ah!
that was funny.
That was really funny. But, like, a lot of this stuff can just be explained with modern technology now.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain.
A girl coming on the TV, yes. But, like, a TV turning on by itself, I can turn my TV off right now from my cell phone. Like, it's no problem.
I did it.
Look, I did it just then. And then it paused. It comes back on, and it's the video. It's the girl.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. But a lot of that stuff just is it's not that it's not scary. The scary part is
not knowing
what it is. Yeah. Let's continue. Days later, Yuriko Asakawa, a reporter investigating the popularity of the video curse. Yeah. Discovers that her niece, Tomoko, and her 3 other friends mysteriously died at the same time on the same night with their faces twisted in fear. Well, not really.
It was like,
just like surprise. Yeah.
Their eyes were rolled back.
She also discovered that Masami became insane from witnessing Tomoko's death and is institutionalized. Oh, so her friend was institutionalized.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
From witnessing. So if you witness the death, you become crazy. The 4 of them stayed in a rental cabin in Izu, and she stumbled upon Tomoko's photos and found that one of the photos was taken at the end of the trip after they watched the video.
Mm-hmm. And the faces were photos.
Yeah, so she saw the pictures before, and then they were fine, and she saw the last picture of the trip, with their faces being twisted only. And I made the joke that she was getting the pictures back. She's like, "Hey, the faces are fucked up in this one. I want a refund. God damn it!" It's how that should have gone. So. I'm going to call them by their last names. Asakawa goes to Izu and arrives at the rented cabin where she finds an unlabeled tape in the cabin's reception room. And then she watches the tape, and then she receives the phone call, and then she flees the cabin. I love how the Wikipedia article says, Asakawa enlists the help of her ex-husband, Ryuju Takayama. Enlists. I want you to join me.
Come
on, brother.
Let's fight this demon bitch.
Let's kill this dumbass bitch ghost.
Let's kick ass. That's where the movie splits into a whole different film.
Yeah,
that's where it's supposed to the Evil Dead.
See, that's how the American movie should have went.
Yeah,
the American version is like, we gotta kill this bitch.
Yeah,
turns into Doom.
Yeah.
So then they go on an escapade.
Like Fear.
They go on an escapade. He watches the video one day after she watches the video.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets
with
back,
a copy too.
With a copy, so she copies it. Bad idea. And then, or no, he asked her for a copy of the thing. Copy it, and then I'll watch it and examine it.
Which turns out to be the good idea.
The source of, it's the source of like just getting rid of her curse.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Which we find out at the very, very end that the reason that she didn't die, it wasn't for them going to the well and then like wishing peace upon her and finding her bones or whatever.
Yeah.
The girl who was killed by her father, turns out, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
She was killed by her dad because she was like psychic or some shit.
Yeah, she could kill people just by wanting
He was
to
probably
die.
like scared.
Yeah, so he killed her.
Yeah. It was like more of a problem for them than it was. Like he wanted to make money off of it. And they talked to her dad.
He was trying to make money off of her mom.
Okay, yeah.
The mom could was had
psychic, and then the daughter had
the powers, like actual powers, like deadly powers. Yeah.
So the way you get rid of the curse, and I'm sure everyone knows this now, is by getting someone else to watch the video.
Mm-hmm.
So if I watch the video
with a copy,
so if I watch the video and copy it, and then give Trevor the copy, I am
watching
fine.
it.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Trevor isn't. Trevor has to make a copy and give it to Andrew.
Yeah.
And then
and then I give it back to you. It'll be fine.
But we have so it has to be a copy then.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been affected by it once. I'll definitely go into that. But that's my scheme. Is get like 5 people, and every 5 days, you have like a cycle. So
yeah. And then you purposely like smash or sell the tape, like just get rid of the tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just stack them. Have like a cool library.
Okay, we mentioned this also. This is 100% like an SCP.
Oh,
like I'm sure this existed, and the idea and the manga or whatever the original thing is, the story existed before SCPs and then all this. But like this 100% SCP, or like someone's Stan from JoJo, where it's like you watch a videotape and then you're cursed. So no, the movie, it was damn good. It was really, really good.
I liked it.
I don't want to say it was slow or like we weren't following because of the movie. We weren't following because we're dumbasses is the reason why.
Right.
I followed it pretty well for someone who's not used to like
hearing and having to read also. Yeah.
I followed along pretty well. I got the gist of it.
Yeah.
And then me and Andrew were
I don't know what that was.
We watch anime. It was a dark. It was a curse. So yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts on the movie?
I don't know what I can say. I
like throwing it.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, good movie. I like it more than Dracula.
Dracula.
It was scarier than Dracula.
It definitely was. This is more of a scary movie.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious to watch the American one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine the American one is more scary and like probably
more jump scary, which I don't really care for.
There was like 1 or 2 in this. But like not a jump scare with the monster, but like a cut to the thing and someone screaming.
Yeah.
Like they cut to Tomoko's body being in a closet or something like that. Like terrified.
All
and then someone goes, ah.
The mom's like,
yeah.
oh, my Tomoko-chan.
Honestly, I would much rather have like a creepy atmosphere and like suspension, like building.
I think
than
that's
a
why
jump scare.
that's why PT is so damn good.
Yeah,
It's because
it's
like
all built up.
of the rare amount that you see the actual.
And then you finally get spooked. And
then you finally get
this more
spooked.
build up for
You get spooked of a heart attack and you die from a video game.
Yeah.
You die in the game, you die in real
I wonder
life.
how many people
Only
die
because of how damn
from
scary it
video
is.
games.
Oh.
From being scared from video games. I wonder how many
You
people
have been. Or like years taken off of someone's life.
Yeah, I wonder how many years have been taken off like Markiplier's life or something.
Oh, my heart! Oh,
Like
my
some dude
heart!
who plays horror games for a while.
PewDiePie, you better watch out. For those
He's been playing
games.
Amnesia again recently. And
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
that's what I saw. That's why I'm warning him
enjoying it.
now.
You should still make the jokes like, haha, barrels. Do you still
I
do
don't
this?
think so, no. I don't think
No.
it is, honestly.
The statues.
He hasn't
Or-
done-
I don't remember any of the jokes that I made like 7 years ago. 7 8
Fair.
years. For a total of 9 Draculas. Oh, what the fuck, dude?
Spook ya?
No, I thought it was gonna fall back. No, I thought it was. No. You didn't spook me. I was like, oh, my chair's moving.
I wasn't
my
scared
chair's
at all.
backwards. By the ring, kick your ass.
5月18日土曜日 Next you're gonna do it like in Kabul.
Hey, pipe down. The walls are rice.
Yeah. What's right now? Fucking rice paper. We can hear you.
I'm gonna go fall in this well. Yeah, I was him the whole time.
That sound effect.
And he's like, she's like, holy fuck, dude. That's a good effect.
Okay, back
So
to
yeah,
the ring.
what did anybody have any extra thoughts on it?
No, not 10.
Great selection,
I know.
Yeah.
by the way.
Good.
I told you, I
Really good.
literally texted you on Discord. I don't think I took a screen cap to throw up on screen now, but I literally texted you. Japan has some spookers, don't they?
I said ring.
And then he said Ringu,
I think I said the ring because I
Ringu.
didn't know it was called
Yeah, the ring.
Ringu.
and then you said ring.
And
Ringu.
I sent you the Wikipedia article.
Yeah. And then Trevor already made the thumbnail for this video.
Yeah.
and,
It's the ring.
and then he had to
I-
redo
it,
it.
was just, it's just a quick thing. It
Yeah,
literally
I'm
took
very-
me
yeah, it's
less.
just- I'm
It
glad
took
it
me
was.
less than 5 minutes to go in and like change it.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
like, that's a simple.
Oh, see, that's the aggravating part about having to edit videos, where it's like, you edit, you render, and the render is done. That's the finished product as a video.
Yeah.
If you want to go back and change something, you have to go back in,
Yeah, do that.
reopen the bay, and then
the project
re-edit
file.
that part, and then re-render it. It's an aggravation. That's why I'm like, I want it to be final.
YouTube has like
Yeah.
basic video editing that you can do, but it,
Yeah, but like,
if it's
to
not
alter the
major,
entire video.
yeah, if it's not major, you do, yeah. But if
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, I need to cut out a certain chunk, you
Yeah,
can do that
yeah,
through YouTube, which is
it'd be a
nice.
piece of cake.
But,
But yeah, so, what'd you think of it? Good, right?
I enjoy.
Oh, it was so
It
good.
was spooky. what was the part where you're like, oh, I can't deal, I'm out?
Now it was the scene where I guess the long haired lady was
Yeah.
it was in the bed.
You said what I said.
Because it's like,
It was-
I want to do this. Hold on, I want to do the Oz. Anyway, go on.
It was in the bed right next to the main character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the child.
I was like,
The
no,
yeah,
no, please, no.
I still got 3 days. Still got
No.
3 days. You gotta go. You gotta go home. Get out of my home.
I still
get out
that,
my damn house.
that actually got me.
Go
That's
home.
more
Go home
than
to your house.
more than any jump scare could have scared me.
Yeah,
that
it's
thing
spooky, yeah.
scared me.
No, yeah, that's real. That's type.
and the
Ooh.
fact that they sleep on the floor only makes it scarier. I expect to sleep on the bed. Damn it.
Grandpa,
Holly.
Grandpa Elisha,
You can't call me Holly anymore.
You need to
My
take
friends
your
will call me Holly.
meds.
What they call her? What
I
was
don't
her
know
in
what they call
Japanese?
You need to take your
No,
meds,
no, I don't think
Grandpa.
it was.
It was something cute.
It was. It
It's
was.
like,
It was.
Michiko.
It was. I think that's what it was. Something cute in Japanese.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the Joe
I
jokes.
think it
Trevor.
definitely had a ko in it.
It's fine.
If we
Ko
watch-
means child, so it's cute when a girl has ko in her name, but it's also kind of old. It's like a older style of name. You don't say it as much anymore. Anyway.
I really
Unrelated.
like the ending though.
Oh, the ending was like,
Yeah.
whoa!
It's like, whoa!
Yeah, that was good.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Hello?
I need you to do a favor. I need you to
One of
die.
my favorite bits. I'll cut to it right now. But one of my favorite bits was us going. Moshi Moshi. If they're like answering the phone normally.
Because the phone's ringing and they're just like, well, gotta put on your game face. You know?
Yeah, when you answer the phone, you're like, oh, I'm having a breakdown. Hello?
Sorry about your leg.
It's a bionic leg. So, Trevor, what would you rate the film? What do you do? 1998.
Oh man,
1998.
I don't know. 8.5, I'd say.
A lot of good movies came out in 1998, actually.
Really great movie.
It was good. It was really good. It's also a great self-contained film. But at least space open for a sequel.
See, it works great as a single.
Or not.
And as
Exactly.
Yeah.
It leaves
The best ones are like where you have an open and shut case, and that's fine. But if you leave it open too much, it's like, oh, well, they're making a sequel. Whereas this one is like open and shut case or a sequel. It depends on what they want to do.
It has like the thing where it's like, oh, what happens after? But you don't have to know. The story has been told, but they can also tell a
same thing with
story if they wanted.
Well, I mean, a bunch of movies do that, but like same thing with like Flash Gordon, which we need to do for 80s movie night again sometime. Fucking love Flash Gordon, dude. They have like Flash Gordon, and then at the very end, it shows the dead guy's ring, and it's like the end. And someone grabs it, takes it off frame, and it has a question mark.
Nice.
Yeah. So what'd you say? What's your rating?
I said an 8.5.
Pretty good. What would you say?
I said 9.
9. I'd say 8 out of 10 is a nice round number for spooky classics. 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Not perfect, but still damn good.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
This is a wonderful Garrett prop. Yeah, cool. Because it doesn't it's not sharp when it actually hurts, but you can be like, oh, I'm being choked. Oh, I'm being choked.
Ooh.
Hey, kinky. All right. Welcome back, everyone, for our third and final movie. Trevor, what do we watch?
My personal favorite horror movie, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, I call it that.
The Evil Dead 2.
It was good. I really enjoyed it.
Man, there's too
much to talk about.
Too much for me to talk about, let me tell you.
So I am very glad, and so are you, I imagine, that all of the films were like an hour 30 or less, 90 minutes or less. That's very nice. Because
I'm tired. I want to go.
Yeah, no, I am too. We'd be here like all night.
Yeah.
I still have to edit the podcast, which we record in between second one and this one, third and final one. So I'm very glad that we're done now. But what good movies we watched?
Yeah.
Andrew left. He's going on a date with a cute girl. Ooh, but he's going to a party, and like I don't get it. It's a waste of time in my opinion. So I hope he's having more fun than he would be watching a movie with us. I'm pressing X to doubt though.
The only way I'm not gonna say.
Thank you.
But you know,
that's
the only way he's having a better time than us.
Yeah. So, tell us a bit about this unknown film, Trevor.
Well,
it is a B movie.
It is definitely a B movie.
Yeah.
But it's a B movie that knows it's a B movie.
And it's like pretty high quality for a B movie also.
Yeah.
High quality, high production.
Mm-hmm.
But like you were talking about, you were adding director commentary throughout the movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine because I love having some backstory for movies that add it to it or that add to the film. You're talking about like how they ran out of money for a certain scene, ran out of production for one, and like some guy's blood was green because they ran out of money for more fake blood. But then later in the movie, there's more fake blood, like a lot of fake blood. It's like, well, I see how they use their fake blood funds. Yeah, throwing caution to the wind and like just using gallons and gallons and gallons.
That's how Sam Raimi works. He's just like, yeah, I like this, I want to do this, and he just goes until the budget's done. Then he's like, hey, can we have some more money?
Yeah, for real.
And if they say no, he works around it. If they say yes, he just continues.
The fact that he makes movies and still makes movies and is very successful is like, honestly, a shock. After you watch him, you're like, oh, I get it. He's a wonderful director and writer.
Yeah.
But then like you hear about production stuff like that, and you're like, good Lord, man. Have a little self-control.
But that's why we love him.
No, really, yeah. Did he direct all 3 Spider-Man movies?
Yes.
Okay. And then he directed how many of the Evil Dead? All of them, or just
all of the Evil Dead movies? I think a few of the Ash versus Evil Dead episodes.
television series?
How
many Evil Dead movies are there? 3?
There are 3. There are countless comic books.
No, I imagine.
There are a couple of video games, and then there's the TV show.
Okay. All right.
Which actually has most of the cast returning.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Well, I mean, it's basically Bruce Campbell as the only returning member, but
the main returning cast, yeah.
But Ted Raimi and Sam Raimi, they acted and in Sam Raimi's case, he directed, but Ted Raimi, he played the Deadite mother, the zombie mom. Oh, what's her name?
I don't know what her name is.
I can't remember her name.
They don't really say anyone's names in this.
No,
they're not expressly like, hey,
there's Ash.
Yeah.
There's Bobby Joe.
Bobby Joe. You hear Bobby Joe like
Bobby
4 times.
Joe.
Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe.
And then Annie. That's Annie Nobe.
Yeah.
That's the main girl that just screams.
Yeah. What happens to her? Is she
She just dies.
No,
She's done.
All right. That's really all you need.
Yeah. She only appeared in this movie, and the musical.
Fun.
Yeah, which is a great musical.
I'll have to watch
Spotify,
more of this.
Please.
I'll have to watch more of this.
The first one, it's definitely B-movie schlock as well. It's it's a little less self-aware, but it's still self-aware, you know?
Yeah.
But this is just balls to the wall self-aware.
Yeah. It's crazy. It has some vaudeville stuff. It has, like you mentioned, Three Stooges style comedy acts in it. A lot of physical comedy, a lot of physical prop comedy.
Yeah.
A lot of set comedy. A lot of really just like very, very funny stuff. Some great one-liners. The film's really good. I very much enjoy it. A wonderful treat.
It's all the best of like action, horror, and
comedy,
slapstick
Yeah,
comedy
yeah.
that you can put into one package.
Mm-hmm.
The third movie, Army of Darkness, it's a little less gory. I want to say. I think it might be PG-13. I may be wrong. It might be rated R because of like other stuff, but oh my goodness. It's still the same, like, comedy-esque, like, slapstick and stuff. Same faces. There's one scene where Ash, has to... For some reason, it's kind of a spoiler why, but for some reason, like, he gets sucked. His face just gets, like, sucked into this vortex. And he comes out, and he's just got this prosthetic that makes his face, like, super long.
That's so funny.
And it's so good.
People don't...
stuff like that, I dig.
Props and makeup and claymation like that, you just don't see it that much anymore. You have some films that like go crazy on it. Like The Force Awakens had a lot of like physical props.
Yeah.
And a lot of well-hidden CGI. Same thing with The Last
But
Jedi.
that's the thing. That's like their tool to their
Yeah. Whereas this is like somewhat necessity. Like you couldn't have gotten any of that stuff with CGI at the time.
Not at the time.
Exist.
But there's still something fun to see stuff like that even today.
Yeah. No, there is.
Yeah. It's all goofy. It's like Power Rangers kind of level of goofy with the stuff. It's like if Power Rangers was comedic, well, intentionally comedic. Intentionally comedic.
Because Power Rangers is comedic sometimes, but they're not trying to be.
It's like Power Rangers intentionally comedic, and then like just blood everywhere.
Oh my gosh, a lot of blood.
Lot
of blood in this movie.
But
a lot of blood in this movie, but nothing like that made me like
squeamish
or want to throw up, like in The Ring, like in Ringu, because like that one was like legitimately gross, whereas this was like over the top, like comic book levels of gore.
It was like the blood that we saw in Dracula today.
Yes, yeah.
It's a lot like that kind of blood.
Not
some
like,
of it was a little realistic, like his cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
But like the gallons
the blood
of...
pouring out of the walls was so funny.
Oh,
Because
it's
he shot his, spoiler alert, he shot his demon hand. His hand that he cut off and turned into and then turned into a demon, and it was like crawling through the walls like a rat. Like someone's suburban dad in the 1950s chasing a rat in the house in a slapstick thing.
It's great.
And he's fighting a demon hand. And so he chopped off and was like climbing through the walls. Like he shot it and he's like, I gotcha. And then like blood started pouring out of the walls like a normal amount that you think would come from a demon hand.
Yeah, it just starts like trickling down, and
what
then
a weird
it starts
sentence.
amping up just a little bit,
Yeah,
and then
like it starts squirting out of the
like,
one, and then like
if you've seen
out of all the holes.
If you've seen Shrek the Third, picture the nightmare sequence where he's thinking of his like child, and then like throw up just.
Yeah,
that's a bad movie, but it's a good like visual representation if you haven't seen this movie.
Yes. Yeah, it was a real treat. I do feel like I don't think that I'm missing anything by not seeing the other ones.
No.
But I do feel like I'm missing some element to it. Like there's a lot, Trevor, there's a lot of lore involved in these. And I feel like I'm missing.
Is there?
I feel like I'm missing so much by not watching the other ones. But it might just be that Sam Raimi's movies have like a lot of world building, lore, and just shit involved in it.
Yeah.
And he never explains it. Well, maybe the first time that's happened. He's done that before.
I think that's how it works because they really don't explain it any better in the first one. In fact, they probably explain it worse in the first one.
Did they explain anything in the third one?
In the third one, it explains a lot more.
Okay, I might need to
about
watch
what the
first one and the third
Necronomicon
one.
does and all that stuff.
Because it's like there isn't any explanation. It's not like I need it for everything. Like with the Hammer films, Dracula, it's like we know what Dracula is, but the movie exists on screen. The Ring is like half and half.
Yeah.
The ending revealed more and explained the entire story. Whereas this one is like, it's like
there's a demon book.
There's a demon book. This house is a demon apparently. So is the surrounding area.
Yeah.
But it only happens once you enter it. And also this guy's dead wife is in the basement now.
Yeah.
And also he's a ghost for some reason. But at the very end, whenever you complete it, a portal happens and sucks away the demons. But also if you get trapped, go back to a certain point in time and on Earth though.
Yeah,
you're able to replace your hand with
it. They kind of explain it, like in the in the opening. There's like this whole kind of like synopsis of where the Necronomicon came from.
Yeah,
it's like inked in human blood. It back when the seas ran red with blood, like that kind of goofy shit that I love.
Oh my gosh.
It's bound in human skin.
Yeah.
And it just has all these dark passages, dark spells.
But at no point was I lost. No, the movie didn't lose me. I just feel like there is a chunk that I'm missing. You know, whenever you complete a series that is done,
yeah,
like you complete a 10 season thing of a show, and like they're not making any more of it.
Yeah,
you have that like part that you're missing. That's what I feel like after having watched this. Like maybe not that to that fullest extent that you're committed. Yeah. But like a halfway where I'm like, oh man, I feel like I'm missing something. Like you leave the house and you're like, I know I'm forgetting something.
There's a lot that they just don't explain in this movie. But it's not because of like that they left it out.
It's budget limitations. What it is.
it's I think it's mostly because we know just about as much as Ash.
That actually could be the reason that they're doing that. Is like we're following Ash Williams, and he doesn't know a damn thing about it.
He just showed up.
He's just a normal guy.
He just showed up to a cabin, pressed play on a tape recorder, and the tape recorder set off these demons.
As far as he knows, yeah. Huh.
That
might be it, actually.
That's all he knows.
That we're following him and not following an overarching story.
Yeah.
That could be it.
It gets a lot more story driven in the third one. Well, I'd say a lot more. It explains a lot more, and like his mission is to get back to the future. Sorry.
Gotta go back in time. Yeah. But no, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I would love to hear the director's commentary. Only because I want to hear Sam Raimi be like...
I don't know if there probably is one. Hold on. Yep, director Sam Raimi.
Oh my gosh.
Star Bruce Campbell. Co-writers Scott Spiegel.
So this is the part where
makeup effects artist Greg.
Oh, we have to hear from him.
Yeah, there's like all these featurettes on like different parts of how the movie was made, and it's great.
So this
All
is
on
the
this
part where
disc.
Bruce Campbell actually he cut off his demon hand. I don't know how Sam Raimi sounds, but I imagine he's like just a calm guy.
He sounds like a dork.
Does he really? Makes it so much
Yes, no, he sounds like a dork. He doesn't sound like a calm guy. He sounds like us.
better. Oh no, he's a nerd. Then he's a film nerd. He makes weird movies because he likes them. Oh, that's really funny. So actually, this is the part where Bruce Campbell was poured in 15,000 gallons of fake blood. We ran out of money at this point, so we had to use green blood for the next scene.
Yeah. He's a real weirdo, but in the best ways.
Dude. Yeah,
in the best ways.
A real weirdo like us.
He and his brother.
I bet his brother's fucking.
His brother's a good time. Do you know what he looks like?
Not without makeup and stuff.
Okay. Do you remember in the Spider-Man movies there was J. Jonah Jameson's assistant?
Yeah.
He was kind of a skinny blonde-headed dude. That's
him. Nice. That's really
Ted Raimi.
funny. That's really funny.
And that was him as the demon.
Get out.
You're
fired.
The main demon.
Man, I want to watch this. I gotta watch the Spider-Man films again.
2 of them.
Well, 2 of them. Yeah. Oh, first and second one.
The third one.
We had too much sugar. We gotta watch all 3 of them. You gotta watch all 3 of them. Sam Raimi made them, but they're good. Oh, what happened with the third one? We'll talk about that another day. But
okay, I was about to go into.
We could go on for a while. I feel like.
Yeah, but definitely check this out.
Evil Dead 2.
The original Evil Dead is also a good time.
I'd say check out all 3 then.
I haven't seen the remake Evil Dead. I forgot to mention that they did remake the Evil Dead. Well, remake, kind of a continuation. Some people like it, some people don't. It's a lot more horror than it is
action comedy.
Yeah, it's a lot more horror than it is comedy.
Sam Raimi wasn't attached to it?
I think he might have been like some
Consultant.
sort of producer, maybe. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
When did it come out?
Bruce came 2010, I want to say. 2010
it's in that golden spot of just not good movies.
Yeah. But Bruce Campbell did appear in it.
It has potential
at one
to be
point.
good. It has potential to be good.
Yeah.
So,
but
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
What a treat, Trevor. Thank you for bringing it.
You're welcome.
Beautiful treat.
Thank you.
you.
It was fun. Nice bloody
Wait, what
treat.
would we give the film? I give the film itself an 8 out of 10. But for other horror movies and horror classics, it's lower only because of just like what it is.
It's not scary.
It's not scary. It's very goofy, and there's like a lot of like weird elements into it.
Yeah.
So it's not so much of a spooky season horror classic. For a horror classic, I give like a 6 out of 10. Pretty low down. But movie wise, it's an 8 out of 10.
Movie wise, for me, it's a 10 out of 10.
Oh, very
but
nice.
That's why I brought it. It's my taste.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to have the exact same taste as me in movies. In terms of horror classics, for me, it's up there just because I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bias, but
don't get me wrong.
Shut up.
Don't get me wrong. There are some horror elements and some thriller elements and like a lot of like just demon gore and like just nonsensical graphic violence. But like whatever people think of like classic horror things, they don't go, "Oh, I love the demon in Evil Dead." They love the character Ash Williams and like that overarching, like the surrounding world and environment, stuff like that.
See, Ash Williams, he is the backbone of this entire series.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff in this movie is just Ash Williams fighting demons and demons fighting him.
That's the entire series.
Yeah. That's pretty much what the series is.
Which is why the Evil Dead remake was so I
kind of want to start the show. How many seasons is the show? And did it ended recently?
3 seasons. I want to say about 13 episodes each, and
that's not bad.
They're about
average American season.
Yeah, the first 2 seasons I know are on Netflix.
Yeah.
The 3rd season is not on Netflix for some reason, but all of them are also on Amazon Prime.
Okay, well, I'll have to check them out then, because I did enjoy this a lot. I feel like I would have to be like
you might want to
watch the first 2 movies first. Yeah.
Well, borrow Army of Darkness at least.
Yes. That's the 3rd one.
That's the third one.
Okay.
There's
I'll
Evil
want to
Dead,
watch
Evil
the
Dead
first
2,
one.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to do that then.
I'll bring them by sometime.
All right, awesome.
Oh, we're meeting tomorrow. I'll just bring it then.
Yeah, I'll bring your Batman movies back also.
Oh yeah,
because I have them.
I forgot about
I just
this.
haven't had a chance to watch them. Or I watched 2 of them on Amazon or whatever ages ago. But yeah, so what would you give it for your horror movie? You said a 10 out of 10, or you said a 9 out of 10?
I would say. Now, I'm going to say like an 8 out of 10
Solid
in my
8.
opinion.
Yeah.
Solid 8. Because it's not that scary, but it's still just dripping with just horror
And then gore.
and gore.
Lot of doom. I said like the first 20 minutes, which gets well into the demon killing then.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I said, we can cut to that clip if you like. Pretty much I said like, man, I want to play Doom now.
Yeah. It's very Doom-ish.
Doom-ish. I think Doom was like inspired from just things like that, honestly.
Yeah, I mean they
most
had
sense.
demons invading Mars.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of stuff that would just
Crazy over the top.
Yeah, crazy.
Even
over
in the
top.
2016 game, which is like a pretty seriously played game. 2016 game is just like,
You played it seriously?
well,
I had a good time.
I did too, but like it's a seriously played game, whereas like the first one is like half serious, half joking, because at the very end of Doom, the original Doom 1998, spoilers, excuse me, is like the demons killed his pet bunny rabbit, and so he went on a demon killing rampage, and that's the story. Whereas this one is like
John Wick meets Evil Dead.
pretty much, yeah. And then like the 2016 one is like him being woken up from a 1,000-year slumber or whatever.
Yeah,
and he's like, gotta go kill demons again. Here I go killing again.
Yeah, I love the entire premise or the first thing of the 2016 game.
Yeah.
Because he was about to get just dumped on with all this exposition, and he's just like, "Oh yes, let me see that screen." Yoink!
He throws the screen out of the way. It's like,
Takes a demon's head, smashes it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
that's
great.
the stuff that's like over the top and not serious. But it's like the story is serious and everyone in it is serious. And
But
it's
he's
like,
not.
But he's not. Yeah.
Yeah,
The main
that's
character's not.
the Evil Dead.
That's what we're after. So yeah.
Uh,
Thank you so much. What a spooky season it's been.
I know.
You know? Would have won for spooky season. Wish Andrew could have been here.
I know.
Let's get to a clip of
I
Andrew.
think you would have liked it. I will remember you. Will you remember me? That's going to be played at every funeral from our generation.
Oh, you know it.
You know it.
Mine's going to be dubstep.
I don't know what mine's going to be, but it's not going to be I Will Remember You. Every white girl that dies in the next 50 years from now, we're going to go to like some funeral about. Yeah, it's gonna be
Man,
that.
I hate this damn song. I wish she wasn't dead so I didn't have to hear this damn song.
I haven't heard that song.
My apologize for being so crude. We should get done watching a movie where a man killed demons. It was hard to not like go full ham on the podcast because we recorded that after we get done watching that.
Yeah.
And, like riffing and making jokes. And then we go into serious storytelling. And it's so hard to not be like, man, did you hear about this fucking JoJo thing? And be like, and so this story is whenever the man was killed. So you have to be like serious for the radio. Anyway.
I wasn't very serious. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't either. It's fine. Trevor, thank you so much. Andrew,
Good.
glad you're here.
Squidward. Good. It'll help.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.